may have a lot of ideas and it feels very good to say all the things you want to do. But if you too often don't follow up on what you say you're going to do, you will lose your credibility and people will no longer believe you. And even if you tell the truth, they won't know what is real and what isn't with you. Welcome, my name is Tobias Philipp and the topic of this episode is do what you say you're going to do or lose your credibility. If you order something from an online store and they say it will be delivered to you the next day, but it doesn't arrive the next day and it only comes the day after, you may feel disappointed, but you accept it because sometimes things just can go wrong and it's not a reason to stop ordering from them. On your next order, it again doesn't come the next day, but again comes the day after. Now you're getting a bit irritated, but since the product is good and you believe in the company, you accept it and are still open to buy from them. But if this happens again, it will be the last time you purchased because they can't deliver on their promise. Even though they advertise next day delivery, they've damaged your trust in your company. And this company may not even do it on purpose. With the best intentions, they try to deliver within 24 hours. But it's just no longer realistic because they just can't handle it. But if that company advertised with 2-day delivery and it arrived within those 2 days, you wouldn't mind because they fulfilled their promise. So what really matters here is being honest, setting realistic expectations you can actually meet and following through. Because if others don't do that, you won't trust them either. Delivering within 24 hours is a great value point for that business. It can attract customers and also convince people to actually buy. But not delivering on that promise will cost them more customers in the end. And it feels very good, it feels great to say or promise something that sounds impressive. It's even the easiest part of any plan or any idea. Telling others how amazing the thing is you're going to do. But immediately after telling them, the most difficult part begins, and that is actually starting to do it. And the issue isn't a lack of good ideas or a lack of enough plans. The real problem is following through on these ideas or plans. And doing that requires real effort, it requires time and pushing through struggles. And that's just where most people quit. And over time, this can lead to others not believing you anymore. And that's why it's so important to not act based on your emotions. It's absolutely not wrong to think about great things you want to do, but you really have to be careful with what you say, who you say it to, and how you say it. Because if it's just an idea you have and you haven't told anyone, then nothing can go wrong because you won't lose the trust and belief that people now have in you. The only thing you miss is that dopamine rush when you tell others about your plans. But I believe not losing your credibility is far more important than chasing the temporary feeling of dopamine. But on the contrary, I would actually encourage you to share your plans and ideas. Because if you understand this concept and truly realize that your word is the only thing you have in this world, you will be motivated to take massive action on things that you say you're going to do. Because otherwise, you become someone who says things but never follows through. And in some way, that makes you a liar. But if you don't want to be seen that way, this understanding can act as a very powerful stimulant. But you must be aware, you can only do this if you genuinely understand the weight of your words. And by doing so, it means everything you say you're going to do, you will actually have to start doing. And in the end, this can help you to achieve massive success. And that's what will give you the most fulfilling feeling of dopamine I know of. So be careful with the words you use. Don't go around saying things you only half mean or things you're not actually going to do. Because doing so will lead people to distrust you. And eventually, they may not even take you seriously. But if you understand that you must follow through on the things you say you're going to do, then speak them out loud and take massive action on achieving them. And that's how I see it. Let me know in the comments how you think about it. Share this episode with someone that you think may find it useful, and thank you very much for listening.